Hey guys, so I want to give you an update on an amazing new thing that just came out. This was put together by a group of people, I think, from Team Porygon. The website's Team Porygon PokeMMO pages, .dev guides Elite Four. This is an amazing group of people: Free Reign, Juggerton, Dronad, JD, Odzo, Manitos, who put this together, and they translated Pokeking. So not only did they translate Pokeking, but they worked with a page designer. THECLOSEDBOX did this, and they, alongside JD, Panatox, and Cav, some amazing people put together an English version of Pokeking. So now we can solve the Elite Four easily in English without trying to figure out all of those Chinese translations. There's a couple other amazing improvements that they included in this. For example, everything's on one page. So what I noticed is if you go to your region like Kanto and then you go to the first off, you don't load in anywhere. So it's just straight from, if it's Bronzong, you go here, you have your solves here, you go straight in your next one. There's no loading. Sometimes Pokeking got really stuck on loading screens. This is way more smooth for that.
Break it! I don't care! Break it! I don't care anymore! I don't! Fuck stream! Go on, break it! Are you alpha or what? Fuck it! I don't care, dude! You've ruined my life!
The second thing is it's all alphabetical, so sometimes finding the Pokemon can take a minute and you might get stuck and waste a couple of seconds. This is so much easier to navigate since it's all just alphabetical. I don't even know if Pokeking was alphabetical just because it's a different alphabetical system. So anyway, the solves are all in here, so I'll start with maybe an easier one here to follow. So if she throws out Chansey, just use Trick, then Stealth Rock, switch to Chandelure, 4 Calm Minds, X Speed, Sweep. Super straightforward, super simple. If we look at one that's more complicated, like the one I was just clicked on, it's just use Trick, and then from there we have our branching paths. So this is my only critique of this website. If I could make a suggestion for something to improve it, personally, I really enjoyed the icon. So instead of saying switch to Excadrill, just have the little mouse icon. Instead of saying Stealth Rock, just have the little pin. And even instead of saying 3 times Sword Stance plus X Speed, just 6 plus 2. I think it was pretty straightforward, and the majority of people could figure it out if you knew what you were doing. So personally, I think that would be a really nice way to neaten it all up. However, just having this is so much more useful. It is pretty straightforward when you're going through it, like in practice. I'll show you in a sec a couple examples that I found when I was testing this out. So if you see Bronzong, if the opponent uses Earthquake, you just follow this one. If they use Gyro Ball, you use this one. And then you'll notice these red paths. This is just if something goes different. So if the opponent uses Gyro Ball, you switch Poliwrath, then you follow this path. Then if Lapras comes out, you Belly Drum. It kind of just goes through all the different paths. And then kind of like how the Pokeking has the little drop down arrows, that's what these little red bars are for. So if the opponent swaps Vileplume, switch Blissey, use Trick, and then it kind of ends there. So you just click down, and then you have your 2 options. So if the opponent does not swap out, you go here. If they do, then it tells you your solve from here. So this is a very dense one. And again, this is why if I had to make one criticism of this website, it would be that it's quite wordy. And I think you could just have like Light Bulb 4.2 would kind of neaten this up and cut down on it a lot. However, the benefits of this far outweigh any of the criticisms that I have. And then you just go straight in your next region. Notice how quick it all loads. It's crazy how well designed this website is, how quick it all loads compared to Pokeking, which if too many people got on, you guys might notice that it kind of gets pretty clunky at certain times, especially during like peak times, like midday in China. So this is just a way smoother version, and we don't have to worry about the Chinese traffic too. If you ever forget what you need, or you kind of need to see, maybe you're new to it, you can just go straight to the Pokeking or the tips up at the top here, and it'll tell you the team that you need for this solve. And it's got it linked, so you have really quick reference of the nature, the IVs, EVs, everything that you need here, movesets and all that. It also tells you the items. This is just like recommended items. Obviously you don't need 1,000 potions to do one run, and they do say it'll last you like 2 to 3 runs. Citrus berries are way better for Blissey, so definitely recommend bringing some of those. And then yeah, all the other things that you need, like how many X defense, X speeds, that kind of stuff. And then a recommended path with the healing stuff. And then the charm calculated by cab and all that kind of stuff. So really good tips built right into there. But this website is just like revolutionary in terms of Elite Four runs compared to Pokeking. So let's see how this all comes together. So there's one thing that's really important for me, especially when I'm streaming or making videos or something like that, is that the website actually shrinks down really nicely. You'll see on the right side here that even though I've shrunken the window down, it's still very legible, easy to use, and it kind of just shrinks all the solves and boxes instead of cutting it off. Like it doesn't disappear from the screen. This also works on mobile, which is really nice because I actually do a lot of my Elite Four runs on mobile, and the website seems to work really well on a windowed version of Chrome on mobile. I haven't done a full run on mobile yet, but I do think that it's going to be way easier than doing one on Pokeking was. So I just wanted to show you an example of why the English solves can be way nicer than the Chinese ones. Even if you get used to the Chinese ones, they're not always as easy to read as we would like. So here is a specific one that I do remember getting confused on when I was doing it the Chinese solve way, and that's because there's a lot of back and forth between Chandelure and Metagross, and then it leads into the spot where it says Metagross needs to use Earthquake to knock out Rapidash. However, in the translation, it doesn't quite come off as cleanly, and the wording looks way more confusing there. So yeah, this is just an example of why I think the English solves are going to be way nicer than the Chinese ones for us, because even though you can kind of figure it out, where it says like light bulb, cut the huge gold to kill, it kind of implies to go Chandelure, then Metagross, and then kill with Metagross with Earthquake. However, it's not super straightforward, and you could, especially when you're under the pressure of trying to get the most out of your charm, you might make a mistake there. I know I certainly have. So this is a perfect example of why this is going to make it so much easier to solve for these. So if while you're using this program, you find any problems and you do have a perfect team, make sure that this only applies to those who are doing this with a full 5x31 team, natured, properly EV trained, according to the Pokeking layout. Make sure that you are double check your EVs, double check everything, make sure that your layouts are perfect before going through this. But if you do find an issue with one of these strings, I reached out to the closed box and asked if there's anything we could do to help out. And he said, if you go to this contact us up here, it'll take you to the Discord and you can submit kind of issues, and then they can fix the issues and we can refine it and make sure that each solve works as best as we possibly can. So I just wanted to put together a quick video just to make you guys aware of this. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and give a huge thank you to all the people involved in this awesome project. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.